All right. Welcome to the Courtesy Flush. Hello. How's everyone doing out there? How you doing, Naresar? Are you back?
Yes, I am back.
Awesome.
I am doing pretty okay.
That's good to hear. Yeah, we've been a little bit busy back here behind the scenes and the stuff I've been working on, but Nick's also been kind of busy with his own affairs and is feeling quite ragged, but that is coming to an end soon, fortunately. So, yeah, here we are. I'm over here. I got the camera set up on the Roland Sound Canvas SC88 Pro, which is set to SC55 mode for the game, so we'll have that SC55 music. I have AMT32, but every time I use it for a game like this, it's always way too tinny, and this look, this is better, all right? For the stuff we're doing, this is a whole lot better. And I think our ears will appreciate it. Hey, look, the light just fell. Anyway, let's start the stream. Loading the game up here. If it'll let me. Yeah. My light fell. My light fell. Feel free to skip, Nick. You got control now.
Let go! Bound on them steady!
Escape. Escape. Yeah. Alright, try clicking around, try moving. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, I guess that was the one thing we didn't actually was like, okay, I can see, I can hear. We didn't actually test to see if I could play the game.
That's completely fair. We never do. We never do these kinds of tests.
Okay.
Hey, Von Falkenstein. Yes, the dapper dinosaur
It's time we
detective.
made a move, Watson.
Carry on, Holmes. I'll follow your lead.
Hell yeah, he's like, let me get my firearm. He's like, I'm getting sick and tired of everyone telling us no. The next one who does, I'm going to shoot him straight in the mouth.
But if you shoot them straight in the mouth, how will they tell us anything that we
How will
need
they
to
tell
know?
anyone anything at that point? I'm just frustrated. All right, so now prior to this, I was telling Naresar that I checked a hint guide to see if we were like, hopelessly lost. And turns out, no, we just didn't click on some pixels, and so we're going to go do that. Because pixel clicking is something that, while we're okay at, it's not something I'd say is a skill I envy. we tend to miss out on it. This is where Mecha is stronger than I am at pixel finding stuff. Yeah, it's one of those, Nick. It's the whole thing. I think it's just that whole wall.
Oh, probably. I wonder if we click on study instead of just look.
Yeah. The drawings are especially good and wonderfully detailed. Some are in sets of 2 or 3 showing the same face at different times of the subject's life. You should ask him about who the hell did that. That sounds like an awesome person to get to know. Never mind. Perhaps we have not... Oh, maybe that we have to look at that. Yeah. Yes, I do have my tea. It is right here. It's wonderful tea. The small portrait appears to be the sort of hybrid form. The photograph subject's appearance has been somehow altered in a fine artistic hand. Oh, yeah, be altered. Yeah, it would be. Walk around the entire desk, Nick. You can't just talk to the man behind his back. Good. I'm glad you're...
Because that would be rude. Like, we don't want to be rude.
We don't want to be rude. There you go.
This small portrait is distinctive. Who is it? Or more to the point, what is it?
Well observed. That was and may well be Louis Baptiste Gautier, the terrorist absconded from the Paris cells without a trace in 1857.
Very interesting. An artist has introduced age to the image of the younger man's face. so he might be recognized if he reappeared.
Exactly. My artist drew on the old picture and then photographed his work.
He's a clever craftsman, your artist. Who is he?
Nigel Hemmings, illustrator and portrait artist by training. First rate. No one would buy his painting, so he took up photography.
Damn. That's very familiar.
The posters are very well drawn. Same artist?
Yes, Hemmings says the American police call them mug shots.
Peculiar expression. Some of these must be extrapolations from old photos, adding beards and wrinkles and so on.
Yes, and others are subjects I've seen and described. With a first-person account, he can age a man, get his expression right, that sort of thing.
Scotland Yard could benefit from his skill.
You're right, of course, but would they? I heard Lestrade say Bertillon's system of criminal identification was a bunch of foreign nonsense. He takes so badly to new methods.
Don't I know it?
So von Falkenstein? No, so, I mean, you can redecorate anything with any number of bullet holes. It just takes a little bit to, reload between each shot, which, if you're high off opium, or maybe he was going through a withdrawal, whatever.
Yeah.
Drugs, man.
Yeah, he was shooting it. I think that was just his normal pistol.
Yeah, I'm assuming some sort of cartridge revolver or something. But
Something like that.
Might I have young Hemmings' address?
He's a staff photographer for the Standard.
I would prefer a less public audience.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, you can often find him in his garret at 14 Montague Street, just across from the British Museum.
Oh.
okay.
It's interesting, in this game's timeline, in about 30 years, the British Museum is going to be filled with a lot more stuff. Just a couple of new things. If it hasn't already been.
Well,
Maybe.
we're in the middle of, apparently it's one of those that's just on the edge. Hey!
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I've heard of you. I'm just drawing this film. With you in Alphamo.
Take a look around. Oh, a cat! Go ahead and read.
The calico weighs no less than 2 stones. Wait, isn't that like 40 pounds?
I don't know. What is 2 stones, actually? That's a good question.
Anyway, I'm pretty sure a stone is 20 pounds. Anyways, the tiger at Regent's Park is a close relation. Though her eyes are languid, her tail is active. Let us pet the cat.
Pet the cat.
Excellent game. 10 out of 10.
Excellent. Yes, most excellent. Isn't stone 2 or 3 pounds? Oh, 1 stone is 14 pounds.
Okay, so I was off. But still, like, that's...
That's a
28
big-ass
pounds?
cat.
Oops, I didn't read. All the photographs, line drawings, and paintings show a strong sense of composition. Irrespective of the medium, the artist is a talented portraitist. One startling photo shows the late Prince Consort shaking hands with Hemmings himself outside the British Museum.
Wow, this guy's got some decent honors. He's definitely living like a real artist.
Wait, when?
The late Prince
Wait.
Consort.
So I know, I would have thought that was later than what we were figured out the game was, because like, Victoria's husband couldn't be king because, that would supersede Queen Victoria's rank as queen. Weird things. Anyways. I would have assumed died in 1892. I didn't think that.
Yeah. Hey,
was,
how dare
didn't
you?
we come up with?
Ziopo points out that the artist looks like he's living in 1990, and I'm like, how dare you? Just because he's got the Hanson brothers hair? What are you talking about? That's a very 90s vest, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Fancy an electric light. An incandescent bulb covered with red cellophane is connected to and powered by an Edison-style storage battery.
Oh, wow. The electric light. So he's actually got some pretty decent money if he's able to afford that in this era. Edison bulbs were not
he
cheap.
has a light bulb. I don't know if... I mean, still, but... And if he's running off battery, he's not running that much, probably. But anyways, the galvanized iron sink could supply water for drinking, washing, and shaving were it not filled with 2 square pans containing liquid concoctions. One pan contains a not completely odoriferous chemical with an alkali base. The other contains a water solution for stabilizing and fixing a photograph.
Oh, let's give it a taste. A taste test, if you will.
The frowsy chemical developer is sodium sulfite.
You're a photographer,
What
Nick.
the-
Do you know anything about this?
I know because when I was getting into photography, like digital had already kind of well enough established itself that I never really did any film photography to speak of, certainly not anything developing my own stuff. What the heck is frowsy? Sorry.
It's a word that you're probably never gonna. I don't know what kind of descriptor is that. Furry number is just like bare wiring, safe and reliable. Yes, indeed.
Musty or stale. Or having a slovenly or uncared for appearance. So probably more in the stale, but good.
He looks like a '90s music
What?
teacher. Yeah, he does. Got that daytime TV uniform on. Hey, Dose, how's it going? Oh.
Thin flexible strips of celluloid are clipped to a string. These strips are presumably the product of a camera that uses roll film. Was roll film developed already?
It must have been.
No, because... Yeah, no, it would have been. Because this was the thing with, Oh, what's the thing? Dracula. The one of the characters has a Kodak camera. that
Because we
uses, like, a
established
roll
this was
film.
what, 1899?
According to the fact that it's calling Prince Albert late, presumably post 1892.
Yeah.
I thought we had come up with an 1890. Like I thought 1890.
I do have the
maybe later.
Hey, I do have the manual. I could always look. Let's find out. I'll do that while you figure this out.
Okay. This Bolus camera has double plate magazine carriers and adjustable aperture lenses. Improved gelatine dry plates allow photographers to use it out of doors. This is currently fixed to a tripod for studio work. I think basically a camera this size, you're using a tripod regardless of if you're indoors or outdoors, because good God, do you not want to try to handhold that? Like,
Yeah, I don't
Why?
blame you. Yeah. This guy's... He must be a pro, man. That's all I think. This guy must be a real pro with that photography. But kind of have to be. You got to be kind of a scientist back then. You know what you're getting into. Otherwise, you're just... That's going to be a bad time.
a double thickness of morning bombazine can be pulled along a wire to cover the room's solitary window. When extended, the cloth presents natural light from entry.
Okay. I do have it. It is 1889.
Well, that's a problem. Well, I mean, not a problem. Who cares? But it's weird that it referred to Prince Albert as the late Prince Consort if he was, still kind of alive at the time.
Yeah.
Um,
Perhaps
But anyway.
perhaps Holmes had information about the future that nobody else did. He was a pretty smart guy. I'm kidding. Oh my God, Nick, no. Oh no. I found something in the manual that's gonna make us both mad.
uh-oh.
There's a section called playing darts. There's darts in this game, Nick. We were lied to.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It doesn't look.
Okay.
It looks identical, just with FMV pixels now.
Okay, anyways, back to the painting. The subject is rendered in an unusual continental style. Extensive use of the palette knife and thickly textured, deformed shapes give it a dreamlike quality. It is, to parrot the art critic's kiss of death, an interesting work.
It's part of the mystery. Eventually decide that it's all in the holodeck. Yeah. See, his camera can't even handle rolled film. He shouldn't have it. Yeah.
Well, he might have...
Exposure time
Hey,
was long. Yeah, it was. I'm assuming with film like that, it was pretty long.
I mean, like a actual plate photograph is usually yes on the longer side. I think you can get pretty decent exposures. Like, it mainly comes down to your coatings and stuff and what the film is made of.
Oh, Albert died in 1861. So the 80s
What?
time slot. Yeah.
What was I looking at then? Oh, I'm looking at
Hey,
the wrong
Maze, how's it
Prince
going?
Albert. That's why.
Let's see. Let's also make sure we
Um,
look at everything that's in this whole place. He did die pretty young, even for that time, apparently. Thanks, Von Falkenstein. Much appreciated.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong Prince Albert. So yes, if he died 1861, then sure.
Tea time.
Okay, history timeline reasserting itself. Okay, I think I've looked at pretty much everything except for moving the cat, but I don't think we need to move the cat.
Let's not move the cat. The cat looks content. Last thing we want to do is make an enemy.
Actually, let's look at this guy first. Though no more than 20, Hemmings appears self-assured and resourceful. Surrounded by tools of his art and application, he is at ease. The high ceiling of his domicile suits him. He's at least 6.5 feet tall.
Oh, so he's a tall guy.
And apparently...
Plus, the high ceiling in the second floor is pretty nice because it gets pretty hot. Although
I don't know what this is supposed to be, because the room is definitely round.
it's like a tower kind of deal. They had those.
But who would build a tower out of wood? Because what it reminds me of
People
is like a water tower.
I was gonna say, I think the answer is people in England who fancied themselves to be much richer than they actually were, as we often do here in America with our McMansions. I think
Do
that's
you mix your own chemicals and develop your own film?
Just my private snaps. I mix up an alkali developer in the sink.
What mixture do you use?
Phenol is a reducing agent, sodium sulfite to control the rate of development, and a pinch of potassium salt to prevent fogging.
Then you fix the photograph with water and sodium thiosulfate.
You know about photography?
Just a few pertinent details.
you do have a lab.
I saw your work at Friedman's. It's exceptional. Would you make a mug shot of someone for me?
Simple as pie. Let's start with a facial shape. Round, oblong, heart-shaped. You get the idea.
I've actually never seen the subject, just heard him described.
Not enough, Mr. Holmes. Without a witness, I can't do better than a caricature. You can't keep me to rights, you see. Tell me the nose is too wide and such like. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Wonder if we get him
Ah.
and
Hey, Erdania. How's it going? Nice. Hey, Steele. How's it going?
Would you explain this photo of you with Prince Albert?
Caught that, did you?
Unless you suffer from juvenility or you've discovered the fountain of youth, it depicts the impossible.
Too true. Not to brag, but given the raw materials, I could make the world think you hobnob with the Queen at Buckhouse.
Reason suggests that you've combined two photographs. But my eye can't detect where one stops and the other begins.
That's the nature of the art. Fool the eye and you fool the mind. Most people, present company excluded, believe what they see, even if it's improbable. You don't take tea with Her Majesty, do you?
I've never had the honor. An oversight, perhaps.
Just let me know. I can make it happen, if you like.
I like this guy a lot. I totally dig the compositing images into other images
Is
just to
your
mess with
ability
people.
to make composite photographs unique?
There's a few chaps with the knack.
Besides the challenge, why do they do it?
Money, Mr. Holmes. I heard there's a hoity-toity bloke up west that's made pots of brass. Sometimes he just makes people look better than they are. For a price, he fixes his clientele in the company of famous persons they've never met. For an additional fee, he supplies the twits with a bogus story that sells the photo.
Might we get to work, Mr. Hemmings?
Do you bring my eyes, Mr. Holmes? Otherwise, we're just fooling ourselves.
okay.
Yeah, you have to go. I think.
have a plan. We go get Monsieur Boat Rower.
Yeah.
Say, hey, can you come describe your...
I need your help, Mr. Needham. Will you come with us, please?
Why this time?
A picture artist needs you to describe the man you saw at the Needle. The third man. I wouldn't expect you to do it for free.
Oh, that's all right then. A commission, like. As long as the brute don't know it's me what described him, he had a dangerous aspect.
Can't blame you there, Mr. Needham.
Brought the eyes, have you? Be right with you.
Brought the eyes. Yep, that's the eyes, all right. Victorian shit poster. Hell yeah. Well, you have a free hand, Nick. It's time to pet the cat.
True, true. It is time to pet the cat.
Nice. Oh, now let's see what he does.
So that.
Does the work of a professional photographer appeal to you, Needham?
What would I have to do, Mr. Holmes?
They'd pay you to look at certain things and take pictures with a camera.
Most of what I see, I'd rather forget. Would they pay me to forget?
Not for what you've seen, sir. Unfortunately, no one would pay for that.
Aw, kitty. Oh yeah, developing photos in your house, man. That must have been
This
awesome.
is Mr. Needham. He has seen the person I want drawn.
Excellent. You and I will get busy. Perhaps you'll occupy yourself, Mr. Holmes.
Well, I shall choose to occupy myself by petting the cat.
Yeah. Try talking to the other guy.
Needham, please describe the gentleman you saw in profile at the embankment. The third man.
I can't add nothing to what I already told you, Mr. Holmes.
A tall man with an unkempt beard and a stain of some sort on his left cheek, correct?
That's him.
Perhaps you could give us a moment alone, Mr. Holmes? We'll put something together.
Oh, sorry. Of course. I'll look about, shall I?
You can always talk to Watson. He's always a...
Cold, Your Majesty.
Guess not. He's not... Meow. Hey, thanks a lot, Erdania.
I think it's just making us wait.
Well, try talking again. Like, just actually, like, keep going back and
Oh,
forth. Oh,
there we
Watson
go.
could talk to him now. Oh, thank goodness.
I believe the young man is a gifted artist, Watson.
You've added the arrow art criticism to your quiver of skills, then?
I know you believe my ideas of art are crude, but I remind you to remember my origins. Art in the blood takes strange forms.
Though not medically attested, certain delusions may also be hereditary.
Watson's always ready to burn the Holmes family.
The Holmes family as much as just
Mugshots
Holmes.
will be a crucial investigative tool in the future, Watson.
I'm sure you are right. The issue is, will the police have the sense to use it?
I wouldn't care to predicate its future success on my answer.
Yeah. Maybe they have more to talk about now. Oh, that one had another. He had an option up there.
Yeah. This
How would you evaluate Needham's powers of observation?
Acute. He was clear on the facial structure and proportions, cast of the eyes and position of the ears. There are some problems, but we muddled through. Wonder if the stain is a scar.
That's an intriguing thought. May I take the drawing with me?
Of course. Hope it helps.
Hell yeah, Nick. Now we have the suspect's face. Time to pay Needham.
I believe you did quite well, Mr. Needham.
Mr. Hemming says so. His questions reminded me of things about the gent I'd forgot.
In investigations and life, the right answers are impossible to discover without the right questions.
Oh. Is he... I think that's it, Nick. We can leave. We could go to, well, we could definitely save the game, but I think, well, if we go back to Baker Street, we can give the boy a picture to make sure that he's following the right guy. That's what I thought the thing would be good for.
I mean, certainly worth a try.
Nice badminton racket. That's a magnifying glass. It's in raptor size. Mugshot.
Look at it, but can't give it.
Oh, there you go.
Have you seen the man depicted in this likeness, Wiggins?
I might have done, Mr. Holmes. This the geezer I'm looking for.
Very like him, I suspect. Did I mention there's a half-crown should you find him?
I'd do most anything for the money, but it's a big city. Do you know anything more about him?
Not at the moment. Wiggins, could this be the man you followed up the Strand?
Twice again. Come on, Wiggins, help us out here.
Could be the bloke, Mr. Holmes. You find him then?
Only this picture. He's not naturally fair, and the beard is false.
He's taken a lot of trouble.
He has a lot to lose. You're still on the case, Wiggins. Don't put yourself at risk. If you spot him, return home. There's a guinea for you when I find him.
I'd do most anything for the money, but it's a big city.
Not at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Just
They're
skedaddle.
just off. Okay.
Yeah, they'll find him. Meanwhile, we could definitely come back, I guess. I mean, we've done so much, Nick, and I feel like there is no specific order to do it in, which is fine by me. I prefer that. Try going back and seeing if you can to your house.
Oh,
To see if Wiggins
what?
spots him. Yeah, I think that was the Come on, Nick, you got this. Pixel. Too fast. Here, I'll see if I can do it. So close.
Okay, give it a try.
Come on, just a little bit up there. There we go. Oh,
Oh, this was this place.
yeah, there's nothing to do here.
Okay.
Well, not that we know of.
Nothing more that we need to do. Okay, but
There he is. Look,
Oh.
he's back. That was fast. Got to scroll down, it looks like.
What about our friend Wiggins? Anything to report?
Not a word, sir. Not a sniff of him about. Sorry. It's a big city. Do you know anything more about his habits?
No, but I know someone who does.
Oh?
oh, Holmes, who do we know that knows more about his habits?
Probably the guy we just talked to. Probably the same guy who described him, or... Gosh, I don't know. That's the only guy who knows who he looks like. We gotta go back to his house then. Nope.
No, not him.
Well, one of those boys, Falkenstein, is a lord's son that we're hiding because a bunch of people want to kidnap him for ransom. So we're hiding him with Wiggins. Some poor little rich boy who's just like, I'm scared. Do I have to wear this? He also watched a lady get trampled by a horse, but, you know, he's had a pretty rough time.
You know, he actually saw that or not. He might have been passed out at the time.
Well, that was a good hint from that. I guess we got some kind of...
I mean, we do have a hint. We need to talk to somebody. I just don't know who.
Try going back to the guy, Try going back to the guy at the newspaper office. Maybe he knows.
Your advice was inestimable. Hemmings gave individuality to a generic face.
I'm not surprised. He's a marvel.
Can you show it to him? Either way, he needs some nanner bread. Crime Empire by now. By rescuing... Oh, no.
Ah, yes, he was among my candidates. The beard is new, probably false. He has dark hair. You're moving in consequential circles, Sherlock. Colonel Erich Merlendorf, alias Wachthund, the guard dog. He's Prussian, of course. The facial stain is a distinctively horrible dueling scar. Only a fraction of it shows here. It's huge, and he wears it like an angry mask.
Who is he?
Principal agent and factotum of the German Imperial Chancellor, Otto von Bismarck. Fiercely loyal to his employer's interests and protective of his reputation. A very cold customer. What's he doing in London, I wonder?
No good, I assure you. Is he an official agent of Imperial Germany?
Not exactly. But I've invited an old friend to join us who can address that issue. Given your previous remarks and our shared suspicions, I thought he might be helpful. Is that a problem?
No, I'm grateful. Your discretion and judgment in such matters is unquestioned.
Carter, would you come in, please?
He was just in that closet.
Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, Fairfax Carter, Home Office Attaché.
Oh, man. Let's talk to this guy. Look at those mutton chops. Just hiding over there in the... Does this remind you of the Druid game? I don't know. Hey, how's it going, colors and sign language?
The attaché's hair and sideboards frame his orderly face. A generous mouth and startlingly light eyes animate an unguarded expression. That Freeman vouches for his bona fides speaks well for him.
I've heard your name from Mycroft, sir. Friedman has filled you in?
As he was able. Might you put us more in the picture?
No. Mycroft has requested secrecy. I shall respect that. Reputations are at stake. The nation's security, maybe. If I fail, you should know all. If I succeed, you will learn no more than you know now. Can we deal on that basis?
I am not entirely without other sources of information, as I think you know. Your commitment to your brother's cause is commendable.
Ah, respectable. Thank you, Fairfax.
You presumably heard us speaking of Colonel Merlendorf?
I did.
It must be assumed that this Prussian is involved in an operation hostile to British interests. Is it possible he has the Kaiser's blessing and the sanction of the German imperial government?
I don't believe so. I fervently hope not. He would not risk it. He would not do it.
Your reasons?
The Kaiser is trying to curb the power and influence of his bitter rival, the domineering Imperial Chancellor Otto von Bismarck.
Explain, please.
Wilhelm has been courting favor throughout Europe, separating himself from Bismarck's aggressive policies. Discovery of such an operation would undermine his efforts to establish his own authority and demolish the progress he has made in repairing Bismarck's damage. Besides, he is currently well disposed toward his mama, the Empress Frederick, who despises the Chancellor. Finally, he would risk the displeasure of his grandmama, Queen Victoria, and his cousins at this critical time.
That's pretty deep, man.
If it's not an official operation, what might the Prussians' motives be?
I cannot say with assurance, but I would hazard that whatever he is doing here is intended to enhance the Chancellor's position with the German military and re-establish his dominance over the Emperor.
I see. Merlendorf is Bismarck's creature, not the Kaiser's.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, Prussians always going around and causing trouble.
Can you help me gain access to the Kaiser? I know he's in London.
I could arrange an interview. The Kaiser, as it happens, is familiar with your name and reputation, but this would be strictly a personal affair. The government must not be suspected of having any official involvement in your inquiry.
That's understood. You'll inform us of a time and place?
I'll send a message to your lodgings.
Probably have to give him a card.
What kind of man is the Kaiser?
Not brilliant, but he's keen and energetic. Has the regrettable habit of speaking of himself in the third person. Convinced that he belongs to a distinct order of mankind, designated for monarchy by the grace of God.
And Bismarck wants to put his thumb in the eye of that belief.
Correct. As a boy, he imitated Bismarck as an act of parental defiance. Now he's alarmed the Chancellor by imitating Frederick the Great. In the end, we believe him fundamentally wiser and more progressive than Bismarck. They'll certainly come to blows, and given your inquiry, may have done already.
Back into your closet. Why is he in the closet, though? Oh.
Huh. Okay. I kind of want to see what happens if I knock him out. Does he open up? Nope. Okay.
Back into it. Yeah, he'll just wait there in the closet.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess we go back to our house. Maybe he might send a letter.
But we can update the boys on goings and comings.
Nothing yet. Yeah, very 19th century.
What about our friend?
Not a word, sir. Not a sniff.
No, but I know someone.
Okay, weird. Okay.
I wonder where the letters would be, or would they just... Oh, never mind. There it is. Just had to wait for him to put his smoking jacket on.
Come in, Mrs. Hudson. Preparations are complete for your reception at apartments at Kensington. You're expected dispose of this note, F.C.
No.
As he tucks it
A
in
bit
his-
melodramatic, but I'm sure you may accommodate him. I understand his reluctance to make this an official matter.
Reluctance would be an understatement, I think.
What does Watson have to say about all this, if he has anything to say at all? I'm sure at this point he has something to say, right? No.
Okay.
Well, we're going to go
then.
meet the Kaiser then. Why not?
Although not the Moon Kaiser.
Let us resume our investigation,
Not
Watson.
the Moon
I'm
Kaiser.
prepared to follow you anywhere, Holmes.
Yeah, I guess one doesn't come out of the closet easily last century. Indeed. Just goes back into his closet where he does all his governmental works and stuff. Time to break some Kraut's knees. Especially the fact that Bismarck is still in the office plants this game firmly between 71 and 89. Yeah. Oh, we got light bulbs. Oh, somebody's got light bulbs. Oh, there it is. Whoa.
Make yourselves comfortable, gentlemen. I will be with you momentarily.
Of course. Prussian marching bands, famous for this.
The ensigns of Great Britain and German empires surround the doorway to the Kaiser's apartment. One surmises the flags change with the occupant. But why would both be up?
Probably because he doesn't have a choice.
An eclectic library occupies the mahogany shelves. Pauly's monumental real encyclopedia and Goeth's scientific work are prominent. This university-educated whatever may be an intellectual.
Hohenzollern.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sure, yeah, I'll go with that. Competent official paintings of the Queen Victoria, Albert, the late Prince Consort, and the Empress Frederick are displayed. It's likely that the Kaiser's mother and her parents are on permanent exhibition here. The classic medieval theme, the hunt and capture of the unicorn, is woven into the gold background of this intricate Norman tapestry.
Are they
very expensive?
Are they using a tapestry
as a curtain? I guess they must have. Surrounded by beautiful tapestry, the French windows provide access to the round pond and broad walk in splendid Kensington Gardens. Oh, photographs. Here you go.
All the photographs depict the Prince Consort at public functions. In one, he opens the Crystal Palace expedition. In another, he makes the dedication at Kew Gardens. A third photograph looks very familiar. It shows him shaking hands with Lord Palmerston outside the British Museum. That must be the one that what's-his-face photoshopped.
I agree with you, Maze. I wouldn't want to get in a fight with Germans or Prussians. Prussians seemed like they were quite good at combat. A Prussian
sword.
You got this.
Prussian sword sheath in its scabbard is unlikely to be on permanent display. Perhaps its presence satisfies his desire to be surrounded by military gear.
Oh, hey, Maze. Thanks for the courtesy. Oh, wow. Oh, he just got to take his sword out. That's his Prussian samurai sword.
Though the ornately decorated hilt suggests that this is a ceremonial sword, the saber is beautifully made and perfectly balanced. Yeah, you don't give anything half-assed to the king.
The Kaiser has a diverse collection of reading materials.
You expected von Clausewitz, the Brothers Grimm, and Grillparzer?
No, but the range of titles is impressive.
You surprise me, Holmes. Anyone can have a library. The question is, does he read?
Oh, as he walks into the room.
What a beautiful weapon. My single stick would be no match for it.
Interesting, but not material, unless you were planning on asking the Kaiser for a duel.
Such an instrument might have other uses.
Are we going to take his sword? This is Kaiser Wilhelm II right here.
Thank you for receiving us, sir, in your apartments.
Our pleasure, Mr. Holmes, accompanied by your Boswell, too. One has read of your ingenious exploits, of course. The Empress Frederick will be quite envious.
Very kind of you to say so.
These were Prince Albert's rooms. The Kaiser is sensible of the honor his cousins bestow.
Given your title, I would have thought a memento of the first Caesar to be appropriate for your rooms.
Never! The title is a linguistic accident endured also by my Russian cousin. Julius was an ambitious demagogue and profligate. His reign was not divinely ordained, and he betrayed his birthright, which must always be wrong.
Your view of history is illuminating, sir.
I don't want to duel Kaiser Wilhelm II Steel. That's just, no. Do you want to duel him, Nick?
Not particularly.
Now we're like, hey, is this your guy?
No.
Would you like some marmalade, sir? We got it at the grocery store.
Okay, what are we...
We came to see Kaiser Wilhelm II because we could, Nick. Because we could.
Sorry, because it didn't look like I had an option to talk more. Okay. Scotland's most influential sovereign is impeccably got up as though a country squire. Though somewhat protective of his withered left arm, his bearing is more impressive than his youth and reputation might suggest. His English speech is almost unaccented. Okay, so what are we supposed to be doing then?
I noticed there were some photographs on the right by Watson.
The Kaiser has a diverse collection of read.
You expected von Clausewitz, the Brothers Grimm, and Grillparzer?
No, but the range of titles is impressive.
You surprise me, Holmes. Anyone can have a library. The question is, does he read?
He's sitting right there. All the photographs depict the prince consort at a public functions. In one, he opens the Crystal Palace exhibition. In another, he makes a dedication at Kew Gardens. A third photograph looks familiar. It shows him shaking hands with the Lord Palmerston outside the British Museum. Oh, you've returned with nachos. Did you bring enough for everyone?
The late prince engaged in many philanthropic activities.
I believe he was generous with his time.
And he understood the power of a photograph.
Photographs exert a valuable educational influence on the public.
They're better than advertisements, Your Highness. People think them incontestable proof of an event or state of being. Despite the fact that they're rarely spontaneous, they are, for some, the true historical record.
The Kaiser enjoys being photographed.
Talks to about himself in the third person. Maybe we can get the photo guy to come in here and be like, hey, do you want to photograph the Kaiser? And maybe then the Kaiser will be cool and tell us everything he knows. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I don't really know. I'm like, hey, I know this sweet photographer if you're looking to, to get hooked up, Mr. K.
A little more than a century ago, Frederick the Great elevated Prussia to the rank of military power in Europe. The greatest leader of his time was a kind of philosopher king, a brilliant general, and an accomplished intellectual. He was pleased to be called an enlightened despot.
Indeed. Yeah.
I perceive the resemblance between you and Frederick the Great.
A few fine traits run strong in our family. Regrettably, not all. The sweep of his genius was enormous. Soldier, musician, politician. He loved England, you know.
And the affection was reciprocated. Who is your Voltaire, sir?
Such men are not common, Mr. Holmes. But the Kaiser has determined he will be found.
My mission is difficult, Your Highness. May I speak frankly?
You may. Mr. Carter recommends you, and the Kaiser opines that you are a man of goodwill.
I believe an agent of the Imperial Chancellor is engaged in a scheme detrimental to British interests and to your own intentions, as I understand them.
One is not surprised. Von Bismarck and I are at odds. He is a desperate man. Who is the agent?
I'd like you to confirm his identity.
Also, just remember, this guy keeps talking to himself about himself in the third person. So he says the Kaiser. He's talking about himself, which is pretty wild.
Please look at this and tell me if he strongly reminds you of someone. I believe you have recognized the likeness, Your Majesty. Who is it?
Bismarck's cur, Colonel Mullendorf. If he's in England, it's an unofficial visit. I left him in Berlin without a beard, incidentally. What is he involved in?
I believe he has received, or will receive, Ministry of Defense secrets, which were stolen by a British clerk.
Espionage would suit Bismarck's current style. Mullendorf, der Wachthund as he's known, is the Chancellor's instrument. He doubtless intends to turn over the stolen material to my military and compromise them. Can his plans be frustrated?
If he and the document are still in England, yes. The affair need never reach the public's notice here or in Germany. To that end, I have kept Scotland Yard out of my inquiry. I should say that Her Majesty's government believes you blameless in this matter. What do you know of Mullendorf's habits, Your Highness?
Almost nothing. He's a great bore, and my father distrusted him. We have no common connection save Graf von Zeppelin. I do recall that he's a trencherman, enormous appetite, and he adores Wagner, a fool for the ring. Decent voice, I believe.
Why would he act contrary to your interests? His behavior is treasonous.
He reveres Bismarck as the true embodiment of the state.
But he owes allegiance to his emperor, surely. What of duty and loyalty?
Attributes of national character may turn to vices in some men, Mr. Holmes. British imperturbability may become callousness. The French concern for appearance may devolve into vanity. Obedience is a Prussian virtue. But slavish compliance to false authority is its vice.
Thank you, Your Highness.
He does not lack for courage, Mr. Holmes. Do not underestimate him. If you confront him, he will not slink away.
Oh, man, we're going to have to fight this guy? I don't know.
We must take our leave, Your Highness. Any parting advice?
I counsel great caution. While serving as a provincial official, Mullendorf was several times charged with reckless and violent behavior. But he was not once convicted. Witnesses for the prosecution always seem to disappear before trial. Keinen Zeugen, keinen Probe. No witnesses, no proof. He is a dangerous and unpredictable adversary. Take no chances.
Thank you for your concern.
And I can offer a morsel which may confer an advantage if you confront him. Mention Baron Bushold Svoboda. It was he who laid open Mullendorf's face in an unlawful duel. Not 5 men know both participants. Mullendorf knows that I am one of them. He will be mortified, if not chastened, to learn that you come from me.
Gusult Svoboda's name will serve you better than my imperial seal.
I'll remember the name, Your Highness. Thank you.
All right. Well, that was
Probably our
Kaiser
feudal-
Wilhelm II,
Oh, wow.
everybody, of
Actually, you know what? Let's-
of Prussia.
I need to save anyways, and we might as well save in here just in case something needs to have happened instead.
I still think that photography thing's a good idea, but I'm just being weird. I don't honestly know where to go. Though we can always go back to visit the Kaiser. He did give us, see his house. He's got to get it. We
Yeah.
got a key now.
Okay, but I bet now
Oh.
we can tell Wiggins.
Hey, the newspaper stand's open as well.
Was it not open before?
I have information about our quarry, Wiggins. He's a foreigner.
Any notion where he is now, Mr. Holmes?
Try the restaurants around Piccadilly, especially those serving German food, and check the matinee audiences at the West End opera houses. If you have to lurk, be discreet.
I know me business, Mr. Holmes.
Of course you do, Wiggins. There's a guinea for you when I find him.
Polish up the brass. It's as good as mine.
Hell yeah, Wiggins, go get it. He's got to go get that paper. Well, that coin, you know.
I think the other kid, like, honestly, if you're going to the opera, he might be in a better position to...
You probably shouldn't take him over there. Someone will recognize that kid.
Any suspicious persons hanging about, Jonas? Witnessed any dubious activities?
None but the usual suspects, Mr. Holmes. As for questionable actions, I received a tip from old Lady Simpkins. The first in at least a decade.
What about the scandal thing in the top?
Bannered Hatt's lead story of the Sun's current edition. The vendor is paid a stipend to display it when a stability is... reads... I guess it doesn't say. Like, it's just, you know, hey, there's some sort of scandal going on. Okay.
And also,
So-
also we need to go upstairs to make sure we don't get any messages.
Doesn't seem like any messages are forthcoming. So,
Well, maybe now we go to
Return to the hunt, eh, Watson?
maybe
As you say, Holmes, return by all means.
I think that Wiggins will probably be downstairs by now.
could be. Nope, no Wiggins. Let's see where else we can go to cause trouble.
Try the photographer.
Where was his... Oh, that was here.
Always a pleasure, Mr. Holmes. Was there something special?
Oops.
No. You have to
Nope.
wait till him turn around. Yeah, we got to pet his cat. What about his paint supplies? Yep, never mind. He took it away before you can look at it.
Flat with no apparent foes, Hemmings demonstrates a commitment to his art by not stinting on his drawing paper. It is expensive book quality paper, stiffened and smoothed with clay coating.
Oh, there's tools, camera. Oh yeah, we gotta see that.
Hemmings uses first quality cedar, Juniperus virginiana, pencils, quill pens, ink, brushes, and palette knives.
Time to take his stuff.
Might I have a pencil?
By all means. Help yourself.
Hell yeah, we're taking a pencil. Take the knife too, Nick.
Nope.
It was there. Maybe he moved in the way. Oh, that was easel. Excuse me. For some reason I thought it said knife. I must. that was some really far stretch for dyslexia. He has a camera there too. Can you take his camera? It's like, hey, can we take this thing too?
Portable box camera of efficient and economical design sits on the table.
Oh, the new
The
camera.
new camera bears the name Eastman, aka Kodak.
Oh,
Imprinted near the aperture. It uses spooled film, which is more efficient than its flat cut style predecessor.
you ever use one of those, Nick?
No. Actually, I have two older cameras. One of them might be an old Kodak. I can't remember at the moment.
Can you take it?
It's not. Huh?
Can you take his camera, or is it just something you can look at? Okay.
Nope, just examine. Does this lead to a talking point, though?
What's this ingenious box camera? I've never seen one like it.
Called a Kodak. George Eastman, an American. Devised it last year. Completely portable. And the beauty part is, it uses the roll film he invented. Snap anything, anywhere. Just find the subject and click. There's no exposure control, but it's a fair trade for the fixed focus lens.
So anyone can take a good picture.
The Kodak will change photography, Mr. Holmes, but it's just a tool. It won't make a great photographer. Try it if you like.
This man has the real photographer's knowledge right there. It's just a tool. Although some tools are really nice, I have to point out. What's the nicest lens you've ever used, Nick?
Nicest lens I've ever used. I haven't really rented anything like really stupid. I don't use it near enough. I don't have a whole lot of opportunity to use it near enough. I have a 50mm f 1.2 lens that I absolutely adore. That's probably one of the nicer ones I have. And like I said, I'm not in the habit of really renting anything. One of these days I mean to get a telephoto lens, but that's... I mean, it's not super expensive compared to some things I look at, but it's a good chunk of change for what I use it for.
She doesn't want to be disturbed. It would be a grave error to do so. It would be. Well, I that was something worth it. I didn't know we could do any of that. I just figured, since the Kaiser likes photographs, I don't know. We got everything we need from the Kaiser anyway.
Yeah, it seems like. We still don't know what's going on with the billiards, because that's gonna... We need to figure out what's going on with billiards before we get to lawn.
But I don't wanna, Nick. This place has got darts, which we both now know exist because I made the mistake of opening the manual and seeing the how to play darts in this game. So we are going to have to play darts, Nick. It's going to happen. We're not gonna like it. I promise that it's going to be bad. I'm not saying that, you know, I'm looking at this thing like it's going to be the end all, but the last game was pretty rough.
Okay, let's go check on Wiggins, and then if he's not there, we'll assume we need to be doing something else. Uh-oh. Why is Virgil here and not Wiggins?
Virgil, where is Wiggins? Why have you returned alone?
He left me. I hate him. I want my papa.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
I think Wiggins might not be back. I think he might have got in some serious hot water. Oh, there were a lot of darts in the last game. This game was, I believe, published in 1996? I want to say 1996, 1994, somewhere in there. Between those 3-year gap. Maybe talk to Watson.
Have you made any deductions, Watson?
None, Holmes. I have observed too little and understood even less.
Your honesty is both comfort and caution to me. Let us proceed.
No, he's right.
What would you recommend as a course of action, Watson?
I'd follow my instincts, but I won't waste my breath endorsing that path to you. Don't despair of your own methods now.
Between the two of us, Doctor, there are occasions when feeling may serve us better than rational thought. If the Prussian is still in London, Wiggins will find him.
He is a marvel, Holmes, but not a miracle worker. Given your description, he was more than fortunate the first time. Do you expect Lady Luck to smile on him twice?
If he must rely on that fickle sprite, I fear for his chances. But don't underestimate him, Watson. He has gifts only dreamt of by Lestrade.
Yeah, Virgil Silverbridge just sitting over here.
Have you heard from Wiggins, Jonas?
No, sir. Virgil wandered back a bit ago. Plopped down. Very long face.
But why did he return alone?
Well, couldn't say. He's got a story to tell. But his mouth's closed tighter than a banker's wallet. He's completely out of sorts. There've been a few tears.
Perhaps your interrogation technique needs refinement, Jonas, or a suitable inducement may be required.
Oh no, so something did happen to Wiggins.
Peppermints?
Peppermints? Iron Phoenixes are peppermints! Oh man. Fine. We were saving them for when we had to fight the final boss, but alright. Never fight a Prussian with bad breath.
Now, my boy, tell me, where has Wiggins got to?
He left me at the station, alone. It's very big. I'm going to tell my father.
Please, Virgil, you liked the suite, didn't you?
I'd like more.
You've learned something from Wiggins, I see. Where did you boys go?
We saw a big man with a red mark on his face, Victoria. He walked with another man. Wiggins hushed me and grabbed my hand.
What did this other man look like?
Taller than Papa. Eyes like an animal. Wiggins left me by the ticket window.
Yes, but where did he go?
I can't remember. I'm tired.
Alright.
Virgil, I'm asking you nicely. Where is Wiggins? Do you know where he has gone?
He left me. I hate him. I want my Papa. I'm tired.
Can you give him I guess another lozenge?
You drove a hard bargain, Virgil. Now tell me, where did Wiggins go?
It was Croton.
T.
Or Creighton. He said to get back to Baker Street sharpish or I'd wish I was never born. Well, here I am, and I still wish I wasn't.
We're all glad you were. Jonas, watch the lad. Call me an idiot, Watson. I've been wool gathering and time is of the essence. Croydon, of course.
What?
Oh.
Looks like you're going there alone, Nick. Hope you're ready for that.
Oh.
Down there? Oh, it's right in the middle, too. Okay. Here, I'll move you over there. Yeah, it's...
Wait, give me
Okay.
one more chance.
One more try. You got this, man. Ah! The
Okay,
screen
go for
moves
it.
too fast, and you have to be, like, really careful with moving the
Only if
mouse.
This was easier on older hardware.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if the cycles and DOSBox are turned up high enough or too low.
Where can the boy have got to? Look, Watson, there's Merlindorf, by the balloon. He's in his uniform. Halt, Colonel. I believe you have something which does not rightfully belong to you. Fürchten Sie, das Schwert ist schnell und scharf. I'm sure it's very sharp, but a sword is bootless in your situation. Watson, remember the Kaiser's words. Take no chances. He's sure to have a pistol in the gondola. Shoot him if he moves to escape. I will have that formula. Es ist gefährlich, Ballon zu schießen. Dangerous by all means, Colonel, with the hydrogen gas and all. But the doctor is an expert shot, and you are a large target.
You should tell him about, Yeah, fuck yeah, Watson! That's what I'm talking about. Get it. Just, yes. Woo! It's, trying...
Colonel Merlindorf, you unlawfully possess a copy of a classified British document. Where is it?
Ich weiß nichts. Ich bin verwundet. Ich habe ein schwaches Herz.
The state of your health does not interest me. I want to know from whom you received that document and why you tried to kill my brother, Mycroft Holmes.
Darüber will ich nicht reden.
Perhaps some hours unattended in the sun might loosen your tongue. You know what happens to spies, Colonel? Verstehen Sie, was Spionen geschieht? They are executed. Sie werden hinrichten.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know you recently witnessed the murder of Thomas Pratt. Why was he killed? Who pulled the trigger?
Ich sprech kein Englisch.
An agent of your experience without language skills? I don't think so. No, that won't do at all.
Mein Name ist Wachhund. Ich bin preußischer Diplomat.
Not hardly, guard dog. You're no ordinary diplomat.
You have to talk through all of them anyway.
Did Graf Zeppelin teach you how to fly? Or was it the other way around?
Du
Yeah.
bist ein Esel.
Relish
I wonder if
cakes.
this
It was
game
like
part of
Watson
the
didn't
game
even
makes more
hesitate. What's that?
I wonder if this part of the game makes more sense if you know German.
He said Watson didn't even hesitate. He just breathed, so I shot. Yeah, look, dude. He's not
The
ready.
Imperial Chancellor will be censured and ridiculed when this treachery is revealed.
Warum? Why? I am alone. I act alone. I am my own person. No one gives me orders.
False. You are von Bismarck's agent. It will all come out at your trial. Your failure will further degrade the Chancellor's declining reputation. The Kaiser himself is deeply embarrassed by your perfidy. He asked especially that I mention Bussolt's Swoboda to you. What do you say to that?
Give me a moment, please. May I take schnapps?
If you must, withdraw your hand slowly.
Oh, don't let him drink the schnapps. I knew it! I knew it!
Watson, what's happening? Has he ingested something virulent?
If he moves, I'll definitely make him ingest something virulent. Yeah, we all saw the poison.
His skin is moist, and the scent of bitter almonds lingers on his breath.
Sounds
It
like a
could be
hydrocyanic
cyanide.
poison. They're often lethal.
He's already gone.
Damn.
The Prussian's powerful physique, light hair, and gray eyes are typical of his Junker heritage. Junker?
Yunka.
Anyways.
Yeah.
A distinctively horrible glowing scar, no perfunctory Heidelberg Schmidt, deforms his hard face. He wears a dress uniform complete with medals.
Let's search that body.
The colonel's tight coat pockets reveal a defective tortoiseshell comb and a few coins.
Colonel.
Sword.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Nice. We get a new sword. I'll do it. Firearms and military strategy have devalued the saber. It has been relegated to a decorative function among the officer class. Though its double-edged steel blade is silver-plated, it could slice a silk scarf to ribbons. Likewise, the expertly crafted weapon should be perfectly balanced. Yeah, it's a Prussian saber, man. We're gonna take that shit. Hell yeah. Officer saber. Woo! Oh, no, we gotta have that.
This sword is distinctly unbalanced. That's very odd.
Perhaps such a weapon sliced away part of his face.
Not one in this condition. The hilt is light and unstable.
Oh. Wait. Oh, yeah, dude.
Break it.
Break it down. After unscrewing the capstan, the knuckle bow and the pommel shift easily. The hilt is light because the grip is hollow. It is not, however, empty. A photograph has been neatly rolled and inserted into the saber's grip.
Here's the evidence I've been seeking, Watson.
Okay. What's our evidence?
The formula.
Hey. Photographic positive records Dewar and Abel's deadly explosives formula.
Wow.
Oh, we can search the basket.
The basket contains a blanket, a holstered pistol, a loaf of stale bread, and a water jug and a lantern. Yeah, that sounds like a... He's on his way. He was going to be up there in the sky for a while. He was just going to leave via balloon?
I mean, I guess.
Hey, that was pretty hopeful.
I mean...
it just...
So it's... I mean, the airplane hasn't been invented yet.
Right, I know, but I'm just imagining, like, that's pretty hopeful.
Well, I mean, if you know what you're doing,
I
don't know that he knows what he's doing, but if you know what you're doing, you can, like, go to different altitudes, find a wind that is blowing in the direction you wish, and just get blown along in the breeze. So, like, it's doable. He could, at the very least, probably get across the channel. But it would be, and, like, nobody really would be able to stop him because, like...
No, they wouldn't be able to stop him. It would just be
are a thing yet, but airplanes certainly aren't.
Well, it's also like he would... I'm thinking, like, he's probably not going to make it very far. And eventually he'll just, like, catch a wind that sends him up the channel instead of across, and then eventually he runs out of gas. He just crashes into it with a big giant balloon right on top of him.
Fully inflated bag is made from Montgolfier's impenetrable rubberized silk. A canister of hydrogen has been tapped and lighted to warm the air. It remains earthbound by virtue of the stout ropes tethered to rail spikes. do you think?
Can you take his gun? No, what's...
Oh. Crystal flask contains traces of a colorless liquid.
Holmes, put it down. If it was undiluted prussic acid, a strong inhalation kills instantly.
Prussic acid, fitting poison for a Prussian.
Whoa, what? All right. Guess that keeps people from picking it up, being like, ooh, free alcohol. Yes.
Oh, we can pick up the contents of the basket.
We need his gun. Yeah, we see the smoke plume as well. We can kind of hear it. Oh, yeah. In addition to a few homely objects, the balloon contained a zigzag Mauser.
Wait, what? What the heck is...
It's a gun. The zigzag Mauser is an accurate and extremely lethal weapon.
What the heck is a zigzag Mauser?
I have no idea. I've never heard of a zigzag Mauser before, but he had one. And now it's yours. Let's take a look at it in the inventory.
Like it looks like a C96 or something.
The bullets are zigzag. I guess now we just... What do we do? Maybe we ask Watson.
A C78.
Oh, a C78.
Is a single-action revolver manufactured by the Mauser Company in blah, blah, blah. It was the first German revolver to be mass-produced for the modern centerfire cartridges.
Mauser bending bullets. Yeah, it's like zigzag bullets. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for the info on that.
Oh, it looks like it's got some sort of, like, spiral grooves cut into the cylinder. The revolver cylinder. I'm assuming that's probably why it's called a zigzag. Huh. Weird. Huh. Okay, that's a question for later. Although that certainly doesn't look like a revolver. Like, the picture in the game is most definitely not a revolver. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to go look up forgotten weapons later. Okay, so we've got stuff out of the basket. The balloon's just kind of there. We've looted the corpse, we've looted the balloon. Oh, we can extract the spike? I don't know what we're doing.
Free railroad spike.
Although, personally, like...
Guess we ran into a vampire.
Railroad spikes, like, they're not incredible. Well, at least in American ones. I don't know about British. Maybe British have different spikes.
They might have teeth on them or something.
But, like, railroad spikes aren't that long, all things considered. So I certainly wouldn't trust them the most to be, like, hold something into the ground like a balloon.
A cast iron rail spike was used as a toothpick by the legendary lumberjack Paul Bunyan. Yeah, Paul Bunyan was a pretty big guy. Also, we should talk to Watson, too.
Since letters identify the unprepossessing home of the Lighter-Than-Air Club. Given the barrels of ballast sand outside the door, the shed likely contains other ballooning accoutrements. Burlap bags, rope, gas canisters, and a quantity of strong drink. A shiny padlock secures the door. Well, let's talk to Watson right back.
The balloon's an ingenious contraption, is it not? Flight by simple physics.
Our national fog was an ally for once. Möllendorf had to wait for the sun's warmth to take off. But what gumption, ballooning across the channel.
No problem for the initiated. We'd be in a fine mess had he reached the continent. The guard dog possessed a kind of courage, or rashness, perhaps.
Suicide is too complex to admit of a simple description.
I pressed him too hard. The Kaiser's message broke him.
You're not a mind reader, I think. There are some things even you cannot affect. Do not reproach yourself.
I do not mind his death, Watson, except as it affects our investigation. Death is a conclusion for him alone. We are still far from home, struggling to find our way.
Well, we did get him. We got the guy who blew up our brother, so that's one thing.
Needham said nothing about a uniform. Where are his civilian clothes, I wonder?
At left luggage in Victoria Station?
He wouldn't travel by train in his uniform and saber. Too conspicuous. Piloting a balloon must be a calling, rather like the priesthood. Both require a spirit of high adventure.
Indeed. The latter depends on the heavens, while the former depends from them.
You may have been too long in the sun, Doctor. This photographic image is remarkably crisp.
What?
I'm certain it's the formula.
Is it authentic?
The author could confirm that. More to the point, is it unique?
I'm impressed that you predicted a copy of the formula in his possession. But every discovery we make gives rise to further questions. Apparently, our inquiry will never end. It's very vexing.
Take heart, Doctor. If my idea of the case is accurate, we're closer to a clear resolution than you suspect. Much closer. For our purposes, the photograph may be worth less than the paper it's printed on.
Yeah, where is the kid? Zayek was right. Oh. What's this?
So we've got
Wiggins
is rarely without his disreputable scarf. He would not willingly part from it for love or money. His current absence is not a trivial matter. Two small spots of fresh blood are visible in the muddied colors of the scarf. Okay.
Wiggins is in there. A proper key would be of an enormous assistance. A substantial pry bar would suffice. Do you have anything to, like, pry the lock open? Yeah, you already read that.
I was looking to see if there's anything else around.
Let's just check the thing in the back.
I mean, who cares if the shed is on fire?
It's getting hot in here. Oh, you can use the iron spike. They're just gonna let us use it. You were right. It is very long.
Yeah, it's not really a railroad spike, I would say. Wiggins, get out of the shed.
It's like, I'm good. A bit toasty.
I'm sorry, Wiggins. My carelessness put you at risk.
It come out all right, Mr. Hams. I've been in worse spots.
You take less notice of danger than a hansom takes of horse manure. Nothing else to say.
You owes me for the train ride from Victoria.
I'll pay you. Now, the villain is deceased and the shed may explode. Are you ready to travel, my boy? We should leave before the fire brigade turns up.
I'm ready. I know it's wrong, Mr. Holmes, but I'm glad he's dead. Can I have a souvenir of him what tried to snap me?
Take the sword then, and let's be off.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Wiggins, get the sword.
Ah, good grief. Well, we
Miss,
don't know
I've
what
been in
time of year
Munskov.
it is, so, you know.
Yeah. Free sword. Well, that was fun.
I don't know that it's the worst weird poems ever. I think there's probably been worse adaptations
Yeah.
at one time or another.
I will say this game has been very obscure. It's the first FMV one that I've been able to stumble across that's from this era. But there are others. Like, there's a lot of Holmes games. But after we beat this game, we're going to play Mean Streets, which is the first in the Tex Murphy series.
Are you feeling all right, Wiggins?
Doing fine, Mr. Holmes.
I'm happy to hear it.
Uh-oh. Where's the other boy?
Not a good sign. Probably have to talk to Watson about that.
What is it, Watson? You look perplexed.
The boy, Holmes. Where is he?
Calm yourself, Doctor. Don't you imagine Jonas would have informed us if anything untoward had happened to Virgil?
Yeah, wouldn't Jonas say anything?
Do you know where Virgil has got to, Jonas?
Mrs. Hudson took him to one of her cronies.
Why? Was he ill?
The lad was feeling pretty low, Mr. Holmes. Thought he'd been abandoned.
Yes, I can see that. Thoughtless of me.
Mrs. Hudson is a generous woman. I put her in the picture. The boy will remain with her until you give the word.
Thank you, Jonas.
All right. Virgil's here. We got him. We okay. Wiggins the werewolf slayer. Wiggins the werewolf slayer. I don't know why I had to turn that into like a metal song. Oh, a knocking at the door at this hour. Excuse you.
Come in, Mrs. Hudson.
Oh, let her. Thank you.
Analysis complete. Traces of ammonium nitrate may have a name. Dewar.
Terse bordering on rude, but intriguing. Perhaps we should further impose on the professor's obviously valuable time.
Yeah. What does Watson have to say before we leave? Just in case we. Yeah. All right. Let's get the heck out of here.
Let's be off, Watson, while the scent is fresh.
I'm no tracking hound, Holmes, but I know how to hunt.
He knows how to hunt. I mean, he is no lie about that. He just straight up shot that guy with no hesitation the second he moved. It was winged him perfectly, too.
More gold, Your Majesty.
Hey, Ether, how's it going? Thanks for that. 69, nice. Yeah, I don't know if you were watching Ether, but I mean, Watson just being a G, just shot this dude. Wasn't even shook. We met Kaiser von Wilhelm II. He was an interesting fellow.
Professor, what did your analysis of the clock spring reveal?
It should be understood that my equipment is not sophisticated enough to provide definitive results.
Nor is mine. I'll settle for what you have.
Fine. Well, a very hot fire fused distinguishable traces of a particular mixture of ammonium nitrate to the spring.
Ammonium nitrate is often used in certain explosives, is it not?
Exactly. It occurred to me that if you wanted to know more about the bomb, you might talk to David Lloyd-Jones. He knows more about the practical side of explosives than most scientists. His sister looks after him in Walworth.
He couldn't have set this bomb?
He's an invalid. Hasn't left the house in years. No, I was thinking that most bombers have a signature. There's not enough here for anyone to discern the maker's handwriting. But if he'll talk to you, Lloyd-Jones may recognise some letters.
Oh.
Do you have anything else for me, Professor?
I think not, Mr. Holmes. Now, you really must excuse me. If I don't attend more closely to my experiment, this entire block could become a crater.
Well, not really.
I'd like to have another look at your formula, Professor.
Help yourself, Mr. Holmes. Look only, mind.
Oh, we're going to take a look at the formula, the real OG. The formula that caused the explosion. And what that Prussian man was trying to steal a copy of. No, he doesn't seem to care.
Nope.
He had another option to talk to. You like those tall windows? Yeah, they're all right. You know, a lot of places in downtown Cleveland kind of have windows like that. All right. Well, we have an address to the city.
Here we go.
I have to wait for her to finish cleaning.
We seek guidance on a technical matter, miss. Might we have a word with Mr. Lloyd Jones?
Depends on the subject and his mood. My brother enjoys company, but he's no longer involved with incendiaries. Please be brief, Mr. Holmes. He's not robust.
Thank you, miss.
Okay. I guess we'll talk to this guy.
But Jones was a blaster in the Welsh mines. His body ravaged by coal dust, his eyesight wrecked by flash exposure. He was declared redundant and forcibly retired. He possesses a righteous resentment toward the mine owners and the established order. I'm sure that having a knowledge of explosions makes him a very and a dislike of the general order of things makes him a particularly well-welcomed member of society by the police and such.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we find you feeling poorly, sir.
I'm not suffering, just dying. Heard of you, haven't I? Holmes, the police agent?
The epithet is erroneous. I'm investigating a suspicious explosion. Have you had any recent callers?
No one calls on me anymore, except my health visitor.
That's right. I've warned off the unwashed that used to hang about. David's been out of that life for years.
Nearly out of life, period.
A map of France.
Okay, she left the room. Let's talk explosive, boys.
This map indicates the
Hello.
formidable fortifications at Harfleur and the genius countermeasures taken on by the Welsh sapper Boynion on behalf of Henry V to overcome them. Okay. Anyways.
There's a canary. I saw a canary option when you were hovering over it.
Would you answer some questions about your former speciality?
My sister's shamed by my past. I won't cause her any further pain. Please leave us alone. I've nothing to say and I'm very tired.
Oh. Maybe the canary is behind Holmes, by the way.
The miner's friend may remind Lloyd Jones of better times in Abergavenny, or the song
Abergavenny.
may simply please him. Does he know this specimen's repertoire may be adversely affected by exposure to musical instruments?
If you were to play the piano. Or it's a player piano, so you just gotta turn it on.
Gleaming new pianola is garnished with 2 pewter candlesticks, plates etched with outlines of the royal couple, and several piano rolls.
Yeah, player pianos are really cool.
When they work.
Grandma!
Keys of mechanical piano may be depressed, but the result is tinny and unpleasant. The piano sounds tunefully when the foot pedals are pumped. Air pressure regulated by precise perforations on mobile paper roll causes the hammers to strike the proper strings. There's no...
What about the pedals? Yeah. Oh, you already
that's
looked
what
at
I
them.
was just
Okay, I thought.
reading.
Okay. Well, I don't know why I thought that would be fun. Can you talk to her?
You've received no visitors recently, miss?
The vicar came for tea Sunday last. He and David had a row.
Tea.
That man is an idiot.
You witnessed the argument?
Of course. David receives no one when I'm at my work.
Your bungalow is charming, a shrine to your housekeeping.
Thank you. I pray it is not too wrong of me to be proud of it.
I'm sure it is not. Without a lever, I fear we'll get nothing substantive from him.
Agreed. And his disposition may be further constrained by his sister's presence.
Her absence may be arranged.
I put it to you flatly, Holmes. I'll do nothing to compel her to neglect him.
Who asked you to do any such thing?
I know you, Holmes. Swear it never crossed your mind.
I will not blaspheme on command or otherwise. The woman works. I can wait for it.
Yeah. He's like, you better not do anything.
A very cozy bungalow, don't you think, Watson?
I do, Holmes, I do. Trim, secure, benign. I can hardly think this will be a productive destination for us.
It won't be the first time we have put a wrong foot forward in this investigation.
I don't think that's wrong. I think we're here for a reason. Besides, they shot all these blue screen people. So they kind of have no choice. Chairs.
Cloth-covered chairs add to the room's coziness. Their condition may be a testament to Miss Lloyd Jones' husbandry, or perhaps they are never occupied. Capacious, chintz-covered couch dwarfs Lloyd Jones's inconsiderable bulk. He is buttressed by a goose-feather pillow and a tartan blanket.
Couch, windows.
Windows framed by scrubbed and starched muslin curtains overlook a quiet suburban street. Lock. Can't do anything. Lock. We got books.
Oh, Holmes has to look at these books. He has to walk all the way over there.
Titles pertaining to military engineering and political philosophy line the shelves. Well, you've like military
like you pull your gun out. Dewar's note, probably, because that's the scientist. No, alright. Ah! It's drone! Thanks a lot. Thanks for the courtesy. That's a good question. Or is it an act for his sister? I don't know. That's a good question, man. Maybe talk to him some more? Maybe he has other things you could talk to him about?
Yeah.
When did you acquire the piano?
Not long ago. A present to my sister. We share a love for music.
It must have set you back a hefty sum.
deserves diamonds, good as she is. But she must settle for a pianola. Never had time to take instruction.
Very nice piano. On what terms did you purchase it?
You've mistaken your own importance if you expect an answer to that offensive question. You're finished here, Mr. Holmes.
What? What? What are you talking about?
May I play something for you?
No, don't. No thank you. Music drives me batty.
That's a remarkable change of tune.
Obviously.
Try that option that he still had, because there's still an option to talk to him.
Yeah, I'll go. Sounds like he has...
That's not a zigzag Mauser. It's I think it's a C78.
Professor Dewar thought you might be able to help us with our inquiry.
Even a brilliant chemist may err. Decent man, Dewar, but politically naive. His work will be exploited by reckless men. He won't share in the profits, but he'll suffer the consequences of their folly.
You sure you can't use the pedals now? No. Yeah, can't waterboard the truth out of him. He's gonna... That would probably just kill him because he's probably super weak. All those non-service related explosions that he was near.
Where was it? Interrolls. Look. Boxes containing Strauss waltzes and several pieces from Gilbert and Sullivan are visible. One box, which is presumably held the International, is empty. Another holds HMS Pinafore Overture. It has been recently played.
Oh.
So it's definitely something to do with piano. Question is what? What pixel haven't I found?
Maybe we leave and come back. His sister will go away. We can ask him the real hard questions, you know? That's what, I mean, I don't know. We'll ask him the real hard question. Yeah, look, his house is just a little bomb. It's a little stick of dynamite. Play chopsticks on the piano. Yeah, exactly. What makes him a good demo man? If he was a bad demo man, he wouldn't be sitting here discussing it now, wouldn't he? Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, shoot the piano. Yeah, like, we always pick violence in these games, and oftentimes violence solves them. Like Watson shot that Prussian guy at the balloon. I mean, so far we've come up with.
Come along, Watson. The game's afoot.
Quite so, Holmes.
We just found out that all we do is apply violence to a situation, and magically it solves a lot of problems.
Then the police have to get involved, and it's big to do.
We know Lestrade. We can get hit. We could get Lestrade.
No, we know Lestrade, which is going to be as much trouble as it would be a benefit. He'd be like, "Oh, you got in trouble, Holmes?
About
I'm gonna
time."
make it, gonna really apply the screws because fuck you, that's why."
Dude, she's gone.
Professor Dewar believes that you know more about explosives than most scientists.
I note, if I didn't before, that brilliance and infallibility are not twins. What's your point?
Have you recently shared your vast knowledge of incendiaries with anyone?
No.
Just no.
Who cares for you when Miss Lloyd-Jones is at her work?
I care for myself, in a manner of speaking. But over time, I would perish like an exposed infant without her. I'm a useless burden, of course.
I'm sure she doesn't think so. It's clear she loves you deeply.
I raised her after our pa was killed. But now she keeps me. It's a painful slog for her. Fortunately, it won't last much longer.
Yeah. Yeah, OG freelance police, you're right.
Your health has deteriorated since last I saw you. Can I get you anything?
Your powers of observation are only adequate. You must see that no human agency can help me.
Oh.
Judging by the etchings in the kitchen, your sister approves of the monarchy.
My sister is a good but misguided woman. Her political sympathies are deplorable.
You don't share her sentiments?
Royalty, nobility, that lot is finished. They've made naught of their day. Working people won't tolerate another century of oppression.
Yeah, we don't know why there was a map of fence on the wall.
That.
It seems like he has some political leanings there, Night Owl, and I think that might be related.
Do you follow radical politics, Lloyd-Jones?
My sister reads to me. I'm interested since England has become the sole haven for radicalism in Europe.
Do you preach and practice radicalism? Do not insult me by pleading your condition. There is nothing wrong with your brain.
I suppose I must thank you for the compliment. If it suits you to ferret out revolutionary materials, without a warrant, I might add, go ahead. I could use a laugh.
I'd like to ask you some questions about a bombing, not a hypothetical one.
I must endure what I can't prevent.
You've heard the Diogenes Club in Westminster was leveled by an explosion. My brother was nearly killed in that blast.
That was no bomb, a gas leak, they said.
So the police think. But you and I know better, I think. Examination of the debris revealed your signature mixture of explosive chemicals.
I'm sorry to hear it. About your brother, that is.
Uh-oh. Wow, this guy doesn't know anything. Just a waste of time and then leave. Should start talking real quick, yeah. Tonight in the Courtesy Flush, we meet Tex's Scottish counterpart. Why, just because Tex walks around in a robe? What? What? And he does look cold all the time.
But we can play.
Look at that. The piano emits a muffled and dissonant sound. An unscrupulous dealer may have sold Lloyd-Jones a faulty instrument. Oh, several of the piano's hammers are inhibited by a small box of cigars. A bound packet of currency is attached to the box by a rubber band. Alright, well. A paper band encircles a packet of at least 20 unwrinkled 5-pound notes. Yeah, let's take a look at this. The aroma... Oh, yeah.
Sorry. The aroma confirms that they were recently made of East Indian tobacco and likely responsible for the scent which lingers in the room. Box contains medium fancy cheroots of a Dutch manufacturer and probably made from tobacco grown in the East Indies. 2 appear to be missing.
What is this money in the piano?
My sister's savings. She doesn't trust the bank.
All new bills? I doubt it.
You won't be surprised if I don't care whether you do or not.
And the cigars?
A visitor must have left them.
By your own admission, you have had no visitors.
Yeah, you lied to us, and we're going to take your cigars for that, and your money. I think this dude was the one that built the bomb. He was paid for it. He had to have been. What about Watson?
Suggestions, Watson?
He is not strong, Holmes. I'm not sure we should question him further. Might we simply examine the room? He can't have left here for weeks.
I'm sorry, Watson, you may be right, but I cannot do otherwise. He is my only lead to Mycroft's assailant.
Can you take his money? Though the large notes bear the printing's date of 1874, they have never been folded in a wallet or purse. There is something disturbingly familiar about the engraving. Ooh, can you pick it up? Time to take his money, yeah.
This packet of fivers is more than enough to ruin you.
It would be a hollow victory, but your reach exceeds your grasp. You want to extract more from your observations than you can prove.
Wrong. Now listen to me, sir. You supplied the explosive recipe to the bomber. The cigars are from him. His money bought the piano. These fivers came from him. You are not my quarry, but I will not hesitate to bring the police down on you and your sister. I will stop at nothing to punish those who tried to kill my brother.
I believe you, Holmes. And I fear you. I suspected I'd made a mistake. Now I know it. Now I must pay for it.
Now he's gonna talk.
To whom did you sell the recipe for the bomb?
Man named Vincent. Said he wanted the recipe for some confidential business. Claimed he was a mining engineer.
Did you believe him?
I purchased the piano with what he paid for my credulity.
What can you tell me about him?
Not much. He had an educated voice, young and a bit of an accent. A strong hand, a distinctive smell. Not tobacco, but earthy, sweet and sour at the same time. He seemed earnest, bright, and in a hurry. He was no engineer.
Did he ever mention the Diogenes?
He didn't. I hope I would have said no if he'd told me his intention. But I can't say for certain. I saw an opportunity to put some money by for my sister, and I took it.
Oh, wow.
This Vincent, you saw him just the once?
Twice. A few days ago he asked me to vet an explosive he claimed was for sale. Much of it was beyond me. But I understood the formula recorded something with awesome power. Told him to talk to Dewar. He laughed at that. Told me to keep mum.
And you became suspicious?
Sure. It was proof of something dodgy if I needed more. He paid as much for information as for silence. Without you, we would have had both for £200 and a box of cigars.
I want to take this money to an expert. You may have received both more and less than you thought.
Not the real article. I wondered. You'd think with so little life left to me, I'd have at least learned that you don't get something for nothing. The cigars are real, I suppose. What can I expect from you, Holmes?
You made an error, Lord Jones. Please don't make another. If he comes to you again, get word to me. I'll leave my card.
I'm grateful. For my sister's sake, I thank you. I did not want to die in jail.
Nice. Hey, didn't what's his name? The guy who saw the murder? Didn't he say there was a third guy there?
Well, there was the
Because if
guy
he,
who got shot. There's the guy doing the shooting.
yeah, so that
and
must
then
be the
there
guy
was
we're
the-
looking for.
Probably at this point.
Yeah, because the German or the Prussian guy, he came up there like after the guy was shot. So
Always a pleasure, Mr. Holmes. Was there something special?
something special. We came here for one reason, my friend. The engraving.
And he's the only artist we really know at the moment.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe we could talk to him. Nope. Oh no, there.
there we go.
Now maybe you can use the thing. No. Well, well, if you want, Nick, this would be a good time to stop.
Yeah, I think this is a good time to stop for
to
us.
pet the cat too.
You know what? We'll do one more last cat pack.
There we go. This is a good place to save. It's neutral. It's neutral ground.
Paper.
They have a printer. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, that was Sherlock Holmes and the case of the rose tattoo, which turned out it was just a tattoo on some guy's butt cheek. That was like
Yeah,
it's the name of
like
the
one offhand mention of like, hey, this guy who got shot had a rose tattoo, and we used it to figure out who the heck he was. But,
yeah.
like that's been like just the smallest little bit of this whole winding and varied case.
I know we're just trying to find the guy who blew up our brother, you know? And we ended up shooting one guy.
Well, blew up his brother or attempted to blow up his brother because the brother's still alive.
I know, but you know, he was close enough.
Okay.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with us here in the Courtesy Flush. We'll be back again tomorrow for Wolfenstein. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys have a good night. Thanks a lot for hanging out. And we'll see you next time here on the Courtesy Flush. Have a good night.
Yep, it is. Bye.